So hi, everyone. Happy holidays, and thank you so much for joining. My name is Allison, and I'm a volunteer with cdck, and welcome to our November adoption event. I am joined, as always, by the incredible Mila, who is another volunteer and who coordinated this event and is helping behind the scenes. And today, we have some incredible foster dogs for you to meet, and I'm so excited to get to speak with their fosters. But before we meet them, just a little bit of background about us. We are City Dogs and City Kitties Rescue, and we are located in Washington, D.C., and we're a nonprofit organization that rescues animals in overcrowded and under-resourced shelters. And we don't have a physical shelter, which means that all of our adoptable dogs are with fosters in their homes, as you'll see today. And so far, we have rescued over 10,000 lives. And of course, we are continuing to save more. You can find us at the usual social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever else they've invented that I don't know about, at City Dogs Rescue. And our website is citydogsrescuedc.org. You'll be hearing that a lot. And you can donate there. You can find fundraisers. You can inquire about dogs, whether it's the ones you'll meet today or any of our other adoptable dogs. And you can find information about volunteering and fostering, which is great because we're always looking for more volunteers and fosters. And especially, fosters, we really depend on our fosters to allow us to be able to rescue more dogs. I also wanted to thank our amazing fosters who are also being very patient while I do my spiel, both those who are on the call and those who are not. You all do such important work. And oftentimes these dogs are coming straight from shelters. They may not have lived in homes before. And our fosters truly put in the time and effort to get them acclimated to life in a home and just really make them feel loved. So we're really grateful for all of you. One last quick note, I promise, and then we'll get to Meg and Chloe. Please feel free to ask questions in the chats on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I think if we're live streaming there, and we will do our best to get to them. So with all of that being said, thank you so much to everyone, and let's get started. All right, so up first, we have Chloe, who is being fostered by Meg. Chloe is a female hound. She's about a year old, and she's about 38.5 pounds. So welcome to Chloe and Meg.
Hello.
So Meg, just to start, can you tell us a little bit about Chloe, just kind of to give us a general sense of her?
Yes, so this is Chloe. And when we got her, her listed weight was 38 pounds. She might be a little bit more than that, but she's got a big head, but her body is quite slim. So she's a really good size. She's a sweet dog. She's still got a lot of puppy in her. She's definitely a puppy, and she loves adventure. She loves exploring, and she has a lot of energy, and then she crashes. But so far, we've had her for about, I think 3.5 months now she's been with us. So she is getting, like most puppies, she's getting used to being in a home. Yeah, and here she is.
She's beautiful. She's being so good.
She is being so good.
It's amazing. And speaking of getting used to being in a home, how is she doing with her training?
She's doing really well. She sits on command. She's gotten so much better on a leash. I think she probably wasn't on a leash much when she came to us. So she has a front clip. She's a hound, so she does sort of walk like this, as most hounds do. We've had hounds for, my goodness, the last 20 years, and she's definitely a hound and a young one. But her training's come along well. Again, she sits on command. She's getting much better at dropping things on command, and she just loves her walk. She loves meeting people. And so she's still learning. She's very easy to train. She's very treat motivated.
That's great. What is she chewing on now? Looks good.
This is a, I don't know what it is. It's one of those rawhides, but it's not actually rawhide. It's like a rice flour substitute, one of the healthy ones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so she's still, she's a puppy and she's a chewer. So we make sure she gets some good, safe chewing things in her daily regimen.
That's great. And you said that, again, she's getting acclimated, but just to elaborate on that, how is she adjusting to your home, and how has she been adjusting?
So I think, like most dogs that, are new to houses, she came in and you could tell she hadn't really been in a quiet house environment. So her first couple of days, she was a little whirlwind, got into everything. We thought our house was clean. We thought things were put away, and Chloe proved otherwise. Chloe proved where all of our little hidden spots were. But she's gotten so much calmer since then. She'll curl up next to people on the couch, on the floor, wherever people are. That's where Chloe wants to be. So, I work from home. So she's very good with schedules. She gets up, she gets a nice walk in the morning. She gets fed, then she goes in her crate, which is one of her favorite places. Well, I usually try to plan my meetings while she's in her crate, sleeping on her morning nap after exercise. And then she's usually out of the crate for the rest of the day. We do a sort of a lunchtime walk. She gets in some little fresh air. We'll go in the backyard, do some training. And then usually she crashes again in the afternoon. She's like a toddler. She's got a very set schedule and she seems to enjoy it. Usually now she's napping. It's time for bedtime. So keeping her awake has been one of our challenges today.
Wow. Well, thank you for doing that. Thanks on, behalf of cdck and our whole audience. So I know we're all so excited to meet her. So we won't keep Chloe from her nap for too long. But do you have any stories that you can tell us about Chloe? Any funny ones or any favorite stories just to kind of illustrate?
I haven't seen Chloe flustered. I think that's my favorite thing about her is that she just goes with sort of anything. We had my eldest come home from college over Thanksgiving break, and Chloe never met our eldest. And then he invited his friends over, and it was a teenage hangout. It was kind of chaos. And at the end of the night, my eldest said, I think Chloe would do well in a frat house, which I thought was really funny. And then other people come by and they say, oh my gosh, she'd be a great dog in like a monastery because she's just so like chill. And so she's really adaptable to almost any environment that you put her in. I think she goes with the flow. She's just a really amazing puppy.
That's so great. And I know this you've already mentioned this. I know this, what you've just said leads into our next question, but just to kind of ask it explicitly, what do you think her ideal forever home would look like?
I think because she is a puppy and she still has a lot of energy, somebody who's willing to take her out. We're hardly an energetic family. I mean, again, she gets 3 short walks a day. She plays with her. We have an older dog. She gets along really well with him. She sort of adjusts to his energy level and she keeps him engaged. So I think, I could see her doing well anyway. She was a temporary foster in an apartment and she did great in the apartment. So I think the only thing, because she has energy and she's a hound, maybe not the smallest of babies, because she is sort of bouncy at times and she does have energy. But I think, she would adjust almost anywhere.
That's great. That's awesome. And then finally, before we let Chloe get to her nap, is there anything else you'd like to share with us about her? I mean, you've covered so much and have given us such great information.
I don't think so. She's a really a sweet, gentle dog, and she's just a funny dog to have. And to foster. So I think any family that gets her is going to be really lucky. There's obviously going to be a break-in period with any new house, but she has the potential to be just an amazing dog for years and years and years for any family that wants to have her.
That's wonderful to hear. Thank you so much, Meg. And thank you, Chloe, for being
Absolutely.
such a good girl. And for those of you in the audience who want to learn more about Chloe, you can go to our website, citydogsrescuedc.org, or you can visit Chloe at her own special link at cdck.cc/adoptchloe, CHLOE. All right. Thanks, Chloe. Thanks, Meg.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So up next, we have a special pair. So we'll start with Bosley, who is being fostered by Sheila before we get to his brother, Harper. Bosley is a male Chihuahua. He's about 5 years old and about 12 pounds. So welcome to Sheila and Bosley.
Thank
so
you.
Here.
Yeah,
so Sheila, go ahead. Sorry.
This is Bosley. And yes, he is a Chihuahua mix, but Bosley has a lot more terrier in him. He's a fluffy little thing. So yeah, he's definitely the Chihuahua size, but he has more terrier in him. So he's 12 pounds. He's 5 years old. And this is Bosley.
He's clearly very loving. Look at him. He's so cute. Can you tell us, I mean, we can get a sense already just from seeing Bosley, but can you tell us a little bit about what makes Bosley so special to you?
Bosley is a total character. He is. As you can see, Bosley loves nothing better than being snuggled with. But then on the flip side of that, he's also quite happy on his own. So at nighttime, for example, the other dogs come down with me. And Bosley's like, no, I'm fine. I'll sleep on this chair. So he's this nice little mix of snuggly and then, okay, I'll leave you alone for a bit.
That's great. That's wonderful. And I know you've had Bosley for a bit. So what changes have you seen in him since he first arrived?
Well, when he first arrived, he was terrified. I mean, he was happy to see his brother, but he was terrified of me. It didn't last that long. I would say within, well, I kind of ignored him for about the first 24 hours because I could see he was he'd been through a lot of changes. And I think he just needed to decompress and know he was safe. So I just kind of let him be. And every time I walked past him, I'd just say, hi, Bosley. And then, I would say within 36 hours, suddenly this little dog's like, oh, hi, you're okay. I'm okay. He's still, both he and Harper, they still have a little bit of, if you go towards them too quickly, he's still a little like, oh, are you going to hit me? What are you going to do? So we're working on the fact that no, you are never going to nothing's ever going to happen to you. But a lot of the time, he's treat motivated. So all I have to do is rattle the treat bag and he comes running. But also, when I go to get him, I will go down. I don't go and pick him up from standing. I always go down to more of his level. And then he comes up and he's like, okay, now I'll come.
Well, thank you for making him feel so safe and loved. That is so important. And clearly he is so loved. So, we really appreciate that. And can you tell us any stories about Bosley just to kind of give everybody a sense of his personality? And you already have given us wonderful descriptions.
Yeah. Bosley, the fun thing for me is watching him come out of his shell. As you see, he's become this incredibly affectionate little dog. And the best thing with him is to begin with, he was very scared of the harness. I don't know if he'd been for many walks, but he was scared of the harness. He was like, oh no, I don't know what's happening. Now it's hilarious. The minute I get the harnesses out, he has to have his own first. He literally pushes his head through the harness and cannot wait to get out on that walk. And so I'm trying to get the other dogs' harnesses on, and Bosley's like, no, me.
Oh, cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that. Well, that's wonderful to hear that he's gotten comfortable with it. And I think, it does take time, but that is such a great story to see how he's grown and
he's very, very good on his walks.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Loves all the females of the neighborhood, but he's very good. He keeps up with mine, so I have them just going along together. He's very good, and he's learning to come when he's called, so that's good. We haven't got a sit down yet, but we're working on it.
He'll get it. He'll get there.
We will. I think the main thing with him is like, okay, you need to just know you're safe. He's one of those dogs that anybody who adopts Bosley needs to be patient. I can't think how long I've had him now. But he's a dog that just needs time. And then he's going to become this loyal little snuggle pup. But yeah. And
you just mentioned it, by talking about patience. But again, just to ask this kind of more clearly, what do you think his ideal forever family looks like? And what do you think you'd want them to know?
Bosley definitely needs another dog. So, I've got his brother as well, but I will tell you recently, you're coming next. Recently, Bosley has bonded actually with my little boy, who is about the same size, very similar personalities. They're both like big personalities. So Bosley's been hanging out with my Cooper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
They've even got to the point where they're sharing the dog bed.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so much. So before we get to Harper, I'll just say that if you would like to learn more about Bosley, you can go to citydogsrescuedc.org, or you can visit Bosley's very special link. There he is, which is cdck.cc/adoptbosley. That's Bosley. Thank you, Bosley.
You're welcome.
He's so sweet.
Now
So
he's not
now
gonna again.
we'll get to his
Okay,
brother
bye.
Harper.
Come on, Harper. No, you can come, honey. Come on. Yeah, no, not on the computer.
Oh no, that's okay.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. Yeah, Harper does this squeak. If you go to get him, he does this. And it's like,
Aw.
yes. No, this is Harper.
Harper is a male Chihuahua, also about 5 years old, we think, and I think
Yeah,
also about 12
also about
pounds.
5. He's just a little under 12 pounds.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's great. And can you tell us a little bit about Harper?
Harper is the sweetest little dog ever. Harper, same thing, same thing as Bosley. It's like, I don't go towards him standing even now. I mean, I can, and his reaction will be, okay, I'm just going to go down, flatten on the floor. But yeah, so, we're still working through a little bit of what's happening. But he's very loving. He loves meeting new people. He will be up on their lap and he wiggles like a worm.
Oh,
He just wiggles and wiggles and wiggles. So yeah, he's very sociable. He's such a sweet soul. This guy is just this sweet little soul. And again, he is perfect mix. He loves his cuddles. I mean, he comes to bed with me and it's like he is right there. I mean, right there. He never leaves my side all night. He sleeps all night, just snuggled as close as he can get. But then he loves being in the garden. His thing is to be outside. And he will stay out there on his own as long as I will let him. He makes little nests. Right now, he's making little nests in the dried leaves.
cute.
I go out and I call him, and there's this little white thing just curled up, looking at me like, do I have to come in?
Oh,
yeah.
I love that. That's great. I love the image. And you can tell, look how sweet. He's so snuggly.
Yeah.
You can tell. And I know I asked you this with Bosley, but again, I know you've had Harper just for a tiny bit longer, but just, what changes have you seen in Harper since he first arrived?
I mean, the snuggly puppy side has totally come out with him. He's getting very good when he's cold. He is also very treat motivated, so that helps a lot. Again, all I have to do is stand and rattle the treat bag. He gets on great with other dogs. I mean, he and Bosley are just fine. I've had friends' dogs in. I've had big labs in. My two are little, but I've had big dogs coming in and they're both fine with them. And Harper right now, I mean, his thing, my other little dog, Izzy, who's more gentle nature than Cooper. She and Harper are sharing the bed and snuggling up.
Oh, wow. I love that they've paired off. So Bosley is Cooper and Harper is Izzy. That's great.
They kind of both paired off with, similar personalities. But yeah, they get on great with everybody. As I say, with Bosley is a little bit more nervous around new people. But Harper is like, okay, once I've met you once, oh, good. Now I can come and jump up next to you and I'll wiggle all over you.
I love that. That's great. And can you tell us a little bit about Harper's relationship with Bosley? I think our understanding is that they're a bonded pair. So, and I think they were in the same home. So just, it'd be great to hear a little bit more about the two of them.
Yeah,
together.
I mean, I had Harper before I got Bosley. And I think it's really Bosley that is more bonded, needs Harper more. So when Bosley arrived at my house, I mean, the reunion was it just melted your heart.
Oh,
And then not long ago, Harper went to get dental work done. And when he was gone, Bosley wasn't looking for him. And I thought, okay. When I brought him back, Bosley would not leave his side. He's kissing him. And going outside. Bosley is to the point where he'll go now when Cooper goes. But often it's like unless Harper goes, Bosley won't go.
wow.
Yeah. So this one is the more gentle personality, less of a little spunky guy. But he seems to be the one who's like, yeah, I'm going to follow Harper.
Yeah, no, that is great to know. Thank you for sharing more about them together. It's really great to know. And then, I know that this answer will probably look similar to what you gave for Bosley, but I just want to, in case we have anybody new joining us, I just want to ask again, what do you think Harper's ideal? And again, this would probably be the same as Bosley, but what do you think Harper's ideal for every family should do?
I think with both of them, but especially Harper, he does need some outdoor space. I don't necessarily think it has to be a garden. I think a deck would be fine, a patio would be fine, but he loves being outside. So that would be one with him. I'm not sure either of them would be great around really young children, just because really they're still a little nervous. And I think young children would be a bit too much for them. They're not biters. They don't bite. It's not the fear of that, but I think it would be overwhelming for them. I think they really, Harper, again, he needs somebody who is going to be patient enough to understand that it may take a few weeks until the personality really comes out. But yeah, somebody who will take them for walks. They love their walks. Somebody who will let them snuggle on the couch with them. Harper would definitely be one. Yeah, I need somebody who's going to actually let me on the bed, please.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, before we let you go, is there anything else you'd like to share about either of them?
No, I think we've covered most of it. I got Bosley trying to come up now. I think we've covered most of it. They are absolutely adorable little dogs, as you can see.
Oh, yeah.
They're beautiful. They do get along with other dogs. Harper has been around cats and was actually scared of the cat.
Oh, wow.
Bosley, I think, would probably be the same. So other dogs and other cats, I think preferably a smaller dog that they could bond with, even though they are okay with big dogs. I think their preference would be to go with where there's a smaller or mid-sized dog. They just need a home where somebody appreciates that they're so special, and that they'll give so much love in return.
I love that. Well, thank you again for everything that you've done for both of them and for taking such good care of them. And it was so wonderful to meet both of them. And for those of you in the audience who would like to learn more about Harper, you can go to citydogsrescuedc.org, and his special link is cdck.cc/adoptharper, HARPER. And then we also have Bosley, just for good measure. You could also go to cdck.cc/adoptbosley. Thank you again, Sheila. Really appreciate it.
You are so welcome.
Good night.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, so up next we have Cyril, who is being fostered by Rebecca. And Cyril is a male shepherd whippet mix. He's about 10 years old, although I'll say he does have a birthday coming up on December 12th. He'll turn 11, and he is about 36 pounds. So welcome, Rebecca and Cyril. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having us.
So Rebecca, would you mind just telling us a little bit about Cyril to get us started?
Sure. So yes, he does going to be the birthday boy coming up soon. He is such a sweetheart, even though he is 10 years old, about to turn 11. We had people over for Thanksgiving and we said he's 10. And they said, oh, 10 months, still a puppy, because he has such youthful vibe to him. So definitely a little bit of puppy left in him. But because he is an adult dog, there's a lot of advantages to having him. He is so easy to live with. He fully potty trained, never had an accident, not even close. He doesn't chew or get into anything he's not supposed to at all. When we leave, we don't have to crate him or lock him up for anything at all. He eats his food happily, but he doesn't beg for human food. And he is excellent on leash. And the other thing he does that is just so sweet is he gives the biggest and best greetings when you come home. Like, you can truly tell how loving he is. Such a total sweetheart. Yes, I just adore him. Very, very.
I love that. So sweet. And what do you think an ideal day looks like for Cyril?
So I would say, well, he for one sleeps in bed with us. So wakes up in bed with the family and snuggles. And then he goes and plays in the backyard for a little bit. Then he has breakfast. He eats his breakfast very fast. So it's like you're cooking. Well, he does eat dog food. I shouldn't say we have to cook for him. And then we go for a walk, and he loves his walks outside. I work from home, and so he hangs out with me all day and just chills out and is so sweet in the background. This is actually getting towards our dinner time. So on calls, he's usually sleeping right next to me, but I think he knows I'm talking about him. Yeah, and then we do dinner and evening walk and then couch time together. And he's just such a sweetheart, such a little Velcro dog, follows us everywhere.
Well, thanks, Cyril, for your patience. Sorry to keep you from your dinner. We'll get there. And, so you've mentioned some, wonderful activities that he does. What do you think is his favorite activity?
So I would say he is just happy to be with the family. So he loves going on walks. He loves hanging out with us. He's just really our little shadow Velcro dog. Whenever he's in the house, he'll either go between my husband and me, just checking in to see, like, okay, you're here. I know, it's so sweet. He turns so nice. Such a sweetheart, really a big sweetheart. And the other thing he does that's adorable, I've never seen a dog do this before, but he makes the bed. So if he gets on the bed and the covers are not just perfect, he will literally go and arrange them. And I've got multiple videos of it. It's the cutest thing. So
that is incredible. That's amazing. Very handy to have around then too, but I love that. That's so sweet.
He does a better job than I do.
Amazing. And you've already mentioned Cyril loves his walks, but how does he do on walks?
So he is such a gentleman. And so I guess I should caveat this by saying I am 8.5 months pregnant, horribly uncoordinated, and I have a bunch of joint issues like herniated disc, dislocated shoulder, yada, yada. And he is the best dog to walk. So easy. He doesn't pull at all. When we pass other dogs or people or children on the street, he ignores them. He calmly greets them. Even a dog was very rudely barking at us yesterday, and he did not mind. He just kept on going. Wow. The other thing that I think is really interesting about him, he ignores squirrels on walks. I've never had a dog do that. Literally, a squirrel ran directly in front of us, and he just kind of sniffed the tree it ran up. But any other dog, I feel like, would have ripped my arm out of its socket.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Not him. And then he also knows he needs to stay on the sidewalk. And so if you walk into the street at all, he's like, no, we walk on the sidewalk. He understands that that's what he's supposed to do. It's really cute.
I love that. That's great. That's all great to hear. And what do you think Cyril's ideal forever home looks like?
So I think he would do best in a single family home. Sometimes he misses his family and might bark a little when he's left alone. Little loud kids can scare him, so probably best in a home without children or older kids. He can initially be shy when he meets new people, so we let him approach the new people and like at his own pace. But seriously, once he imprints on you, he is so loving and loyal and faithful. He's the best, truly the best.
Oh, I love that. And again, you have told us so many wonderful things. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about Cyril?
He does a lot of cute little things that he's always checking in. When you scratch his booty, he does this cute little march. Oh. When he does his shakeouts, he shakes from his head to his tail. I have taken so many photos and videos of him, and I think I've overwhelmed everybody at cdck with how many I've sent. And it's only a small fraction, but he's just so sweet. I can't help it. So he is truly fantastic. Would make a phenomenal dog. If you want somebody to love you, this is your guy. He's great.
Amazing. And I'm glad that you've sent CDCK videos and photos. The first thing I thought was, oh man, we got to get the media team on this. That's great.
I think I've probably overwhelmed them with too many.
Oh, no such thing as too many. No such thing. Well, thank you so much again, Rebecca. And thank you to Cyril. We'll let you go have dinner. But we really, look at that face. We really appreciate you both being here. And for those of you in the audience, you can learn more about Cyril by going to citydogsrescuedc.org or by visiting his link at cdck.cc/adoptcyril, CYRIL. There it is. Thank you both so much again. We really appreciate it.
Thank
Bye.
you.
All right, so up next we have Jocko, who's being fostered by Kate. Jocko is a male hound. He was estimated at about 2 years old, but we're thinking that perhaps he's younger, and he's about 48 pounds. So welcome, Jocko and Kate.
Hello. Jocko, we call him Jack. He's currently enjoying a mostly empty peanut butter jar.
Amazing.
Keep him occupied. He's quite the lanky boy, so he's
look at that.
He's fully spread out. Yes, he loves to stretch.
Incredible. Wow, he's so limber. So Kate, can you tell us a little bit about Jocko or Jack?
Yes, he's initially estimated at 2. I think he's probably about 10 months to a year. He still has a lot of puppy energy and doesn't quite know how to use his limbs as well as he could. He is very food motivated, which is nice. And he's super friendly to dogs and people. He loves the dog park. And he loves his crate, does really well on walks, and is the overall perfect adoptable dog.
I love that. That's great. And what's your favorite thing about him? It sounds like there's a lot to choose from. If you had to pick one.
I like that he is very cuddly. And he's okay with us handling him. So you can poke at him and, take his food away, and he lies on your lap on the sofa and really loves to just interact with people. At the dog park, he goes and greets every human before he plays with the dog, which is very funny. So he wants to get all of his pets in. And yeah, he's just a very sweet dog.
That's great. I love that. It's very polite of him to go around and introduce himself to all of the humans. I love that. And when do you think he's at his happiest? It looks like he's pretty happy now. What would you say?
Pretty happy now. I think it's maybe between he loves a good plastic bottle, an empty milk carton, a peanut butter jug, as you can see. He's a big fan of recycling, which makes keep him entertained. But he also does really, really well at the dog park. He'll run for as long as we let him run. And he gets along with other dogs really well. So he knows how to read their cues, and he backs off if they don't want to play, or if they get kind of aggressive, he knows how to just walk away. But he's very friendly and will share toys and romp for as long as he can.
That's great. I love that. And how is he doing with his training?
He's doing pretty well. He came already loving his crate. I think it's kind of naturally in him. So when he wants to take a nap and kind of get away from us for a while, he'll go into his crate and quietly lay down all by himself, which is very nice. And he sleeps in his crate as well. He's very good at being left alone. He settles within about 10 minutes. And so he's fine with no separation anxiety. And he's very food motivated, as you can see. And so he knew how to sit when we got him. But he knows down. He knows touch. He thinks touch means lick, which is fine. He'll come and lick your hand, which serves its purpose. And he's pretty good on his recall. He's not perfect, but we're working on that, and on also a release cue from the crate, so he won't get out without us. So we're building those kind of more complex skills now.
That's amazing. That all sounds great. What a repertoire he already has. But thanks for working with him clearly. And what do you think his ideal forever home looks like?
I think his ideal forever home is probably one with a lot going on. Like one of the earlier fosters said, he's a hound and he has a lot of hound energy. He is a high energy dog. So another dog would be great. He's big fan of other dogs of any size. He knows how to play with little dogs and He romped with a Great Dane at the dog park the other day,
Oh.
so he's fully versed. And also with older children, he does have quite a bit of energy, and is still kind of getting used to what it's like to live in a house. And so I think, you know, teenagers and above would be kind of the ideal environment because he can still be kind of skittish. And so something a little bit more like a lot of energy, but knows how to kind of back off is a good environment for him.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And before we let you go, is there anything else you'd like to share with us about him?
That's a great question. I mean, I think we've covered the highlights. He's the first dog I've had that really loves ice. And so we give him ice water and he carries the ice cubes around, which is very cute. And he knows how to use his paws to our detriment, probably. But he's a good problem solver and can really work his way through. Hi, babe. There you go. You want this? Through, you know, puzzle toys and things like that to keep him engaged. And so he's clearly very determined. He's a great pup.
That's great. And I love hearing about the puzzle toys because he clearly is so smart. So it's great to hear about the mental stimulation. You know, I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, here's one of the like snuffle balls here. And also, he will tear things apart, but he won't eat them, which is a great character.
Great.
And so we can leave him, you know, with a peanut butter jar in his crate, and we don't have to worry about coming home to him like consuming it.
Yeah, that's rare. That's really nice.
So it's a nice perk for us. We don't have to keep that close of him. I mean, of course we keep an eye on him, but we're not worried about him consuming things, which is
that's
nice.
amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
That's great. Well, thank you so much to all of you for being here. And for those of you in the audience, if you would like to learn more about Jocko, you can go to, as I've said, citydogsrescuedc.org or go to his link at cdck.cc/adoptjocko, JOCKO. Thank you so much, Kate.
Thank you.
Jocko. All right. So finally, we have Pippen, who's being fostered by Fauna. And Pippen is a male lab mix. He's about a year old and about 50 pounds. Hello. There we go. I think you may be on mute. Almost. Oh, perfect. Thanks. So can you start by telling us a little bit about Pippen, Fauna?
Yes. Well, he's like a social butterfly, loves interacting with dogs, human. And he's very cuddly. He's a very affectionate dog. He likes to sleep with us. He climbs on the bed and sleeps with us. Sometimes he becomes more confident and more affectionate.
Yeah.
He also enjoys his walk. He loves to go to the dog park. He's kind of submissive dog, so that's something we watch out to make sure others are being fair with him. But we are not worried that he will be a cause of any aggression. So we are working with him to make sure he is more like it's outside with focus. He's a puppy, so with focus, he's working. He's actually improved significantly in terms of pulling the leash. He's doing much better now.
Oh.
He knows how to sit, wait, and sleep. Also, greet with his paws. So he's actually his face is more self-expressive. He has expressive face.
Yeah.
So it could be like side eyes and so,
I love that.
Yeah,
that's great.
He's sleeping now. He loves his sleep. I try to take him for a walk as much as possible, so he can enjoy his sleep more.
I love seeing how relaxed he is. That's great. And I love that he has an expressive face. That is the best. I love the side eyes. And what have you enjoyed most about fostering Pippen? It sounds like he's a wonderful dog, but what's been your favorite part about fostering him?
Well, he I mean, the biggest thing is seeing the progress, what is
Yeah.
doing, so how he can motivate and how he can impact with that more. Um, he is very affectionate dog. Whether you want to stay in the house or whether you want to go out, you will have a regard with him. With him, there will be a fun moment, some funny things that he's going to do. He's a little bit like comics and what he does. So, and we are growing with him as well. So it was experiment whether we can raise a dog in this like apartment. But we are learning so much, like it's how we can manage and how we understand what we can do, what we can't do. So it was such a fun moment.
That's amazing. I love hearing that. And how is Pippen doing with his training? You said that he's pulling less on the leash, which is wonderful. And you said that he's learning what he can and cannot do. So how has that been going with his training?
It's going much better. He's improving significantly. He's a year and 3 months old, so he's not that old, but he's like he's getting to his teenage years. So we thought that it would be a little bit difficult to foster a puppy, but it turns out that he is very smart dog. He understand context. To a certain point, like it's surprisingly smart dog. So wherever we walk, he still get excited when you see people. We want to play with him, but we are teaching him to focus and to just walk. So we are training with that. We are also with his commands, just making sure that he can sit and wait. When he's getting energetic, we just want to calm him down. We just tell him to sit and lay down, and he calm down for a while. We are playing those kind of like tricks to make him sure that even if he has that drive to please people, he can just wait, calm down, and enjoy the moment.
That's amazing. And that is a very important skill, but it's sometimes hard for dogs to learn. So thank you for working with him. And, that is so great. And, you can tell that he's so smart. I love that. And that he understands. That's wonderful. And just for those who are listening, who might be interested in adopting Pippen, I think everyone should be interested in adopting him. He's so sweet. But what do you think would be a good fit for him in terms of a home? What kind of home or family do you think would be best?
I would say somebody who has time to spend interact with him, someone who has backyard, probably that he really enjoys going outside. Somebody who can enjoy his taking him for a walk. He's eager to play, he's eager to please, so it's just somebody who can balance. That's something that we are looking forward is hopefully we'll get into a place where we can just run around without leash.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And before we let you go, is there anything else you'd like to share with us about Pippen?
Well, he likes to howl. He has whenever you playing with his skillful balls, he likes to howl. So he has I think he posted on Facebook, but he has that howl that surprised us recently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's doing really well with his play. He used to really be a crate, but now he's more. We visions that short time we put that it's just already to be left in the house, like on the bed or those kind of places. So we are happy to get a chance.
That's amazing. I love it. I'll have to look on Facebook for the video. That's great. But thank you so much. So for those of you out there who are interested in Pippen, you can go to citydogsrescuedc.org, or you can go to his link at cdck.cc. cdck.cc/adoptpippen. That's Pippen. He's so good. Look at him. He's so sweet. Thank you, Fauna. Thank you for being here. And thank you to everybody in the audience for being here. Thank you to Mila, as always, for her help with this event. And, we're just, again, so grateful to all of our fosters for taking the time to be with us this evening and for sharing a little bit about these incredible dogs who just deserve such wonderful homes. Thank you to everyone in the audience. We hope that you've enjoyed meeting these dogs as much as I've enjoyed talking to them, to their fosters and just talking to the dogs. And if you're interested in learning more, I'll say it one last time, you can visit our website at citydogsrescuedc.org, or you can go to the links that I mentioned for each of the dogs. And also, just if you would like to learn more about working with us, fostering, volunteering, donating, you can find all of that on our website. Again, thank you to our fosters. You've heard how much work, they have really put into, making these dogs feel safe and comfortable and loved. And it just shows. You can really tell. So thank you once again to all of you. And thanks. I hope you have a wonderful night and a